Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, Divinely Transformed. And this is a place where healing equals freedom, and it begins within. I help people who feel emotionally stuck, overwhelmed, or caught in repeating patterns understand what's actually going on inside them and what to do next. My work isn't therapy or fortune telling, it's clarity based, person centered coaching that blends observation, emotional intelligence, pattern recognition, and practical tools that you can actually use. Together, we identify what's been driving your reactions, relationships, and your decisions, and often unconsciously. And then we can break the chains of karma by building simple strategies for boundaries, regulation, and alignment that fit you exclusively. People usually tell me things like everything clicks quickly for them and they leave feeling calmer, clearer, and more confident about their next steps. So, if you've ever thought, I wish someone could explain what is going on inside me and around me, your path to autonomy and freedom and your divine sovereignty starts right here. So, if y'all are interested for my services, this is how you can get a hold of me. Please email me at divinelytransformed1133@gmail.com. Thank y'all so much for being here with me today, and thank y'all for all of the support across all of my platforms, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, Divinely Transformed, where healing is freedom, and it begins within. And together we break the chains of karma and reclaim our power and rise into divine sovereignty. Your path to autonomy and freedom starts right here. Welcome or welcome back to the channel, whichever the case may be. I'm so glad that you could be here with me today for the reading for Leo. You could have Leo anywhere in your chart for this to resonate. Of course, you could be dealing with someone who has Leo in their chart. And of course, these readings won't resonate with everyone. So please keep in mind that those individuals that it does resonate for, it could be past, present, or future energy, or any combination of those energies. It'll be different for each individual watching that it resonates with. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into the message for today. Hope y'all are doing well. Hope y'all had a nice Christmas. I was working and I only have one day to do videos. So here I am doing my videos today. I've been quite busy and I hope that y'all have been busy, productive, and having an enjoyable Christmas. So without further ado, let's find out what Archangel Michael wants us to know for today. Within the next few months. I really kind of hesitate with these cards because, sometimes that timing can change a little bit depending upon... Oh, the bottom of the deck is success. So, this is success within the next few months. All right, Leo, what are you doing? What's this success about, Leo? Archangel Michael, what is this reading going to be about for Leo and their cross watchers, please, and thank you. We have truth and fairness coming out. I love this. Whenever truth and fairness is here and success within the next few months, oh my goodness. With wisdom, oh my goodness. So, As long as everything, Leo, that you or this person does, it's rooted in truth, fairness, and wisdom. And it will grow. And it's 111 that I just got this text. So, 111 is the number, an angel number of brand new beginnings. So someone, Leo, you, or someone, is in their brand new beginning. Because they're consistently in truth and fairness and wisdom. They use it, they have it, they exercise it. All right. Let's find out more about what this is. Before I even start shuffling, look at the bottom of the deck, Leo. We got the strength here. It's in the upright. This is the inner strength. To have integrity. To operate from your integrity. To operate from what you know. The wisdom from the loads that you've carried. The lessons that you've learned. Yeah. 8 of Wands. There's something that's rapidly happening after a time of carrying heavy loads of burden. We got the 6 of Pentacles. So, the 8 of Wands is rapid forward and lots of things happening, and it's 6 of Pentacles, which this is like giving and, you know, the joy of giving and having generosity and like genuine care for others. This is about giving of your time, your energy, your money, your resources, materials, focus, any of those things. It's in the upright. So this actually demands, you know, some type of equal give and take, because generosity and giving stuff, it has to be reciprocated with something. Clarifying the 6 of Pentacles, we have the 3 of Pentacles, and this is learning how to have reciprocal relationships, giving out of the kindness of your heart. And but this is having boundaries with how much you're giving. You know, this is balanced giving. This is, I'm only going to give until some certain point. And this is learning about sustainable giving and receiving. Excuse me. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles here. So the Queen of Pentacles is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is a feminine energy. Doesn't have to be a woman, but it can be. But this is someone who is very grounded. They're very nurturing. They spend their time, their money, their energy, their resources wisely. Queen of Pentacles is someone who takes care of what they have. They take care of other people because they see the value in other people. So they care for them, and, you know, it's like increasing the value of worth through balanced giving. And this is a form of like mothering for someone. But the giving, it has to be grounded. It can't be just an endless cycle of giving. It has to be structured giving. Clarifying the Queen of Pentacles, we have the 8 of Wands that we saw before at the bottom of the deck. Or, you know, through cutting of the cards or whatever it was. But this is like a lot of stuff happening over the next 8 days to 8 weeks to 8 months. But mostly it's going to be 8 days to 8 weeks. And there's just like a lot of communication. There's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of things moving at once here. And it might feel a little bit destabilizing here with this 8 of Swords here. It might feel, it's like this feeling of feeling trapped, or like the fear of feeling trapped. But there's a blindfold here. So it's like someone who is blinding themselves to seeing the truth and the reality is that they're not really trapped at all. And it's like a mindset. Please clarify this 8 of Swords. The mindset that someone here is trapped in is a Page of Cups in reverse. So Page of Cups in reverse is someone who is emotionally immature. This could be a child, but it could be an adult child who does not have any kind of emotional stability, any kind of emotional maturity. That could be someone who is manipulative, but this could just be like an underdeveloped person, like emotionally. And also the Page of Cups reverse, that this could also be just not having your heart open to new experiences because of overthinking. So there's like a warning here for someone who might have their heart chakra closed due to being an intellectual, a logical person. We've got the Empress here. The Empress, I mean, the Queen of Pentacles is just the miniature Empress, but the Empress is here. This is Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The Empress is Libra, Taurus. The Empress is ruled by Venus, which is the planet of beauty. The Empress is someone who is beautiful and deeply compassionate. And, like, it's usually someone who is a mother who knows how to nurture people, to care for them, to help them grow. The Empress is just divine feminine energy. This is being in the divine feminine energy of receiving, but someone's not used to receiving here. So that's something to be aware of, because there's a guard on the heart for emotional experiences. This is something for the Empress to know whenever they go into whatever all of this stuff happens. It's like a lot going on at once between many different people and situations. But this is about really learning how to be in that Empress energy of balance, giving and receiving. Please clarify the Empress. We got the Hermit reverse. Yeah, the Hermit reverse, this is someone who has been isolated for a long time. And because of their self-isolation, this has been for growth, for protection, for healing. This is someone who kind of has a hard time trusting people. And they kind of have like a hard time opening up their heart to new emotional experiences. because someone's used to them being in their masculine energy. Someone is used to being very independent here. The Hermit in reverse is someone, this could be someone who is like lonely, but they continue to isolate themselves. The Hermit reverse is also looking outward instead of inward. This Empress could have Virgo in their chart. There's like some kind of a mistrust of people emotionally here that someone just needs to be aware of, because their mistrust of people emotionally it can be a mental trap for you, and it could cause you to reject somebody or something, some kind of success that you've been waiting for. Whether this is in the realm of stability, success in your career, your work, as a mother, because there's elements of motherhood here. It could play a part, but it doesn't necessarily have to. But someone might miss out on some type of opportunity because of an emotional mistrust in people. Not being willing to open themselves up to brand new emotional experiences because someone's isolating themselves. Maybe, Leo, you have Virgo, Libra, or Taurus in your chart. Maybe this is about someone who has those placements in their chart, or maybe these placements are in between the two of you in some way, like in a mirrored way. But whatever this is there's success coming, and there is a real need for you to be mindful of your emotional distrust of people and your tendency to isolate. If this reading doesn't resonate with you, it's okay. They're not going to resonate with everyone. But this is only for someone who is a really hardworking, very giving person. They're very helpful. Constantly, like, this could be someone who actually, like, caregives for a career. But there's some limitations here. And it also, if this is like caregiving in a career, this is like you being stuck with emotionally immature individuals that you're providing care for. And it's just a loop of supporting someone who doesn't have emotional structure of any kind within themselves. This keeps someone focused on the immature person in question instead of on themselves and going within. So, for some of y'all, that is going to be like a career reading of service and caring for others. So, I'm pulling from the coping skills deck. Coping skills everyone needs them. And we all have different things that work for us. These are not just coping skills. These are methods of expanding your mind and shifting your perspective in ways that you might not have thought to shift it before. That can really help for future events that, are very positive, but require a warning or something to keep in mind. So, the first one we have here is the trust ladder. Trust is the easiest thing to lose and the hardest thing to get back. Well, that's for sure. So, do you see people as guilty until proven innocent, or innocent until proven guilty? Like, really be honest about that. And how did your experience inform who or how you trust? Because that's important. And how would you like to be trusted? Sometimes people want to be trusted implicitly, but they don't have the capacity to, some people don't have the capacity to hold that trust without betraying it or abusing it. So, 6 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles. What do you need the most through that whole thing is trust. Because trust is absolutely essential in all of your relationships, whether they're working relationships, whether they're family relationships, or relationships, like whatever this is, like no matter what kind of a relationship it is, trust is the most important thing. And if you can't trust somebody, you are missing a very viable foundational piece that it's non-negotiable. There is, you can't sustain a real relationship with anyone who you can't trust, who has violated your trust. So, like I said, trust is the easiest thing to lose and the hardest thing to get back. And sometimes you don't always get it back. The next card out, we have reality check. When you feel like you've got no choice or no good choice, get a second opinion from someone you trust or someone who has been in your situation. Even if their views aren't helpful, the act of explaining will help you to better process your dilemma. So if you kind of feel like you've got a lot of choices going on, or maybe you got a lot of things that are going on, but maybe there's no really good choice here. Maybe you just need someone else to give you a second opinion, see it from someone else's perspective. The next one is, hey, jealousy and envy. Jealousy is worrying about losing someone or something. Envy is wanting something that someone else has. Emotionally undeveloped and unformed individuals operate mostly in jealousy and envy, the two most worthless emotions of the lowest vibrations. And I will define them again. Jealousy is worrying about losing someone or something else, or something, And envy is wanting something that someone else has. What do your jealousies tell you about your insecurities? And what do your envies tell you about what you value? So the things that you really want someone else has, what does it tell you about what you value? And someone really needs to see what their insecurities are, or what someone else's insecurity is. Because this could very well be someone else that someone is dealing with, maybe in a professional way, to support them. The Empress with the Hermit reverse brings the beautiful oops. When you think you've made a mistake. Oh. Does a Hermit reverse think that they've made a mistake? When you think that you've made a mistake, think of it as an opportunity to make something beautiful, which is a quote by Barney Salzberg. If you were a comedian, how would you turn your blunder into a stand-up skit? And if you were an artist, how would you draw your mistake? Yeah. Sometimes we make mistakes. We don't need to highlight it and shame it, but probably one of the best things and healthiest things that you can do is laugh at your mistakes. Oops. Sometimes mistakes are supposed to happen. And sometimes that's what makes things turn out the way that they're supposed to. I love it. So let's find out what the final message is, the final advice is from Archangel Michael for Leo. This is such a positive message. Yeah. I don't like to keep it short. There was like a work situation that happened, just Sunday. And there were a couple times where I made a couple of mistakes. But I just kind of processed it at the end of the night before I went to sleep. And I was able to really laugh about it. But the experience was really hard to get through. But yeah, it really, really helps to really laugh to process a lot of stuff happening. So the card that comes out, Archangel Michael's advice is for you to decide to be happy now. And if this is like a work situation, like a work partnership of some kind, just decide to be happy now. Thank you for helping me open my heart to happiness, joy, and bliss. I am now willing to see all of the goodness in my life. Yeah. Sometimes that seeing the goodness in your life, sometimes we need to go through hard things to see those things, but it's so worth it. So that is what I have for y'all. If this reading resonated with you, please hit that like button. It really helps me out a lot, and I appreciate it so very much. And feel free to leave a comment and share what stood out for you. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're ready to make some meaningful change in your life, and you want clarity around what's been holding you back, you can reach out to me at divinelytransformed1133@gmail.com. And that's all in the description box below. Take what's useful, move at your own pace. Thank y'all for all of your support in all the ways that y'all do. And I'll talk to y'all soon.